Hi, welcome to another film review, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Ghost Stories, not to be confused with A Ghost Story, which I'm also going to have on this video. Now, Ghost Stories is a horror film, even though it does actually have some noticeable comedians in there, such as Paul Whitehouse and Martin Freeman and a few other faces. So don't be confused by that thinking, oh, it might be funny, because it's not funny. And it's actually quite nice to see well-established comics and people who you are familiar with one kind of genre doing something different. And I think they did it really well. This was actually a very entertaining and quite tense film. The story revolves around Professor Goodman, who basically debunks other kind of ghost stories and paranormal events. At the opening scenes, you see him debunking a fraud psychic on stage, and that's basically his career. He's built a whole career out of basically finding frauds. And so he's then presented with three stories, three cases, and he's asked to debunk them. And he goes along, he talks to the people, and it's really well done the way he does this and the way it all interacts, because it's just two people having a chat and they're kind of building up the tension, and then it does like a flashback into the story that they're telling. First one being with Paul Whitehouse. I actually found this one quite scary, to be honest. I'll admit that. Even though almost nothing really happens, nothing bad happens, to be honest, but there's so much tension and such a build-up. And I've probably spoilt it by saying nothing bad happens, but you can probably already guess that by the fact that he's, survived and he's telling the story, because all the people that he interviews are recounting something that's happened to them previously. And then it goes on to a kid whose name is Simon Rifkin, and he lives with his parents, and everything's a bit weird there. He's really scared and jittery, and weird things start to happen that aren't necessarily in the story, and you think, what's going on? There's some other kind of thing happening here. And then they get to Martin Freeman, and then you hear his story, and then weird things again, there's more and more weirdness happening which isn't related to the previous story which they're mentioning. Then they have a big twist, and it's like, whoa, I did not see that coming, which I really liked, because I don't like seeing things come in. I hate predictable films, and it was just like, where the hell did that come from? That's completely out of left field, and it's like, whoa. And then it ends, and you're just like, okay then. So that was a bit weird. So yeah, it was generally a really enjoyable film. I'd recommend you go and see it if it's still in the cinema. I mean, I saw it a couple of weeks ago. I think it's still in the cinemas. If it isn't in the cinemas anymore, by the time you're watching this review, then find it, download it somewhere, wherever you watch your films, or do people even still buy Blu-rays or DVDs? I think they do. Anyway, check it out. It is worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch. If you like a scary, suspenseful film. But it's not too scary. There aren't really any jump scares. I think there's like 1 or 2 jump scares. But it isn't the kind of horror film, because some horror films completely rely on the jump scares. This doesn't really have that. This is just the tension and build up and suspense. It's all suggestive and things that might happen, and you're kind of like, oh, what's gonna happen? And so it's really good. It's well made. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, go and watch Ghost Stories.